They're gone. Some of these will never be repeated. Some of these will become collector's items. So I think you're in the right place at the right time to really think about your collection and think about what you are looking for that might just make a big splash. Speaking of a big splash, here is one of my absolute new favorites in the show. I've never seen anything like it. It's over ½ a carat of genuine diamonds set in this beautiful concentric circle design. So you have a round brilliant, and then you have row after row after row of these sparkling diamonds. There's a reason why they call Carol Brody the Queen of Diamonds, but this is probably one of the most fiery and breathtaking and sparkling pairs of earrings we've ever seen. Look at how gorgeous these are. Those are all channel set tapered baguettes, which is very difficult to do. So I can't even imagine how you got somebody to sit down and do one little diamond, because these have to be set by hand.
They have to be set by hand, and they're micro mosaic. It's literally like doing a mosaic with fine cut colorless diamonds. The thing is, when you're doing a mosaic, a micro mosaic setting, if you're doing it with other gemstones, you can keep cutting into them to make them fit. You can't keep cutting into diamonds because then you would lose so much value. What is so amazing about this earring, and this definitely has been, when I posted this on Facebook, I think every girl who has gone out and dreamed of owning the $2,500 new modern micro mosaic stud, the diamond studs, have been all over this earring. First of all, one, because of the great value. Two, because baguettes don't sparkle. They flash. They flash light, like if you were to use a camera and you would have the light on, the flash on, that's what happens with a baguette. It flashes. So when you move with it, it's not gonna sparkle and be overpowering. It's gonna light up your face the way the flash on a camera would. They're also tattoo style. So they're a flat disc.
Yeah.
When you think—
very wearable.
Oh my God, so wearable. The other, okay, look at every one of those baguettes. Look at how each one is hand set. Look at the color. The colorless white diamonds are exquisite. Then when you look at the back of this earring, Mr. Winston always told me, Carol, exquisite jewelry has the back as beautiful as the front. So take a look at the back, and you can see the way this is bathed and covered in 18 karat golds over sterling silver. It's completely finished on the back. You have a really nice set post. You've got a great clutch back on here. But when we talk about tattoo, they literally, because they're flat and disc shaped, they go perfectly on every earlobe.
They have a low profile, so they don't stick out. And that also means they're not too heavy, so they won't like fall forward.
Exactly right. Let's take a look at Victoria.
They cover your whole earlobe.
So you don't
which
see
I
piercings.
think is important too. I mean, you can have the most beautiful pair of diamond studs in the world, but if it's falling out of your ear piercing, not very attractive. These are full coverage, a full ½ inch, and you get all of the razzle dazzle and the beautiful bling that you expect from genuine diamond earrings. I think these are outstanding, Carol.
And they are genuine diamond earrings,
exactly.
which is what's the best part. I love that Sarah understands the fact and can talk to the fact that these cover your earlobe. I love the fact that we are talking about an earring that is so low profile that it doesn't hang, it doesn't pull, it doesn't have that like heaviness. They are light, they are 18 karat golds. Every one of those flashes of baguette diamond has to be painstakingly set. If these were to be in one of the high-end jewelry stores, I promise you, there would be thousands and lots of zeros next to that 339. This is an opportunity, as is most everything in today's show, to own affordable, high-end, super sophisticated jewelry.
You get everything that you've always desired. You get over ½ a carat of genuine diamonds. But look at what she did with that ½ a carat. She made it look like a 3 carat or a 5 carat pair of diamond earrings. I mean, that's really that sort of impression that you get. And there'll be no doubt in anyone's mind that you aren't wearing the real thing. Because the way that those fire and dance and catch the light, they're going to be one of the most riveting pairs of earrings you've ever owned, and also one of the most comfortable and wearable. Because let's face it, if you can't wear it, if it's not comfortable, it's probably gonna sit in your jewelry box.
Yeah,
and no one's gonna see it.
The other great thing about a diamond stud I wanted to share with you can see it with the yellow citrine. Diamond studs go with everything. It's hard to wear a big earring and a big necklace. Here you go. You have the perfect look, the perfect touch, elegance, from gym to gowns. A diamond stud never fails.
It never fails. And how lucky are you if you're watching and shopping with us today? There's only